Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Skmei 2042 when an F91W is just too damn expensive. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Casio W800, and Grego is wearing my Timex Ironman. Grego said he spent $1,000 on an F91W. I said, why? You can buy them on Amazon for $15. He said Lando Calrissian found it in a Bespin Cloud City ventilation shaft, so he thinks it was the one on Luke Skywalker's wrist when Darth Vader cut his hand off. I said, that sounds kind of far-fetched. Did it come with a certificate of authenticity? He said no, but it did come with a bloody hand with a high midichlorian count. All right, let's take a look at the watch. Here's that Skmei, and yes, it does look quite a bit like an F91W. The Casio F91W is a legend in the watch industry, and you can usually get one for around $15 on Amazon, making it one of the cheapest watches you can get. So what is the need or purpose of a $10 homage? Well, AliExpress has sales, coupons, and super deals, and I ended up paying $6, which is 2/5 the price of the Casio. But other than the name, is the Casio actually better? This Skmei does solve my biggest issue with the F91W, which is the main reason I don't own one. It's rather small size. This Skmei is significantly bigger and appropriately sized for a man-sized wrist. Other than the larger size, there are quite a few colorways, including one with a negative display. I chose a basic black because it looked the most like an F91W. The watch is 41 millimeters if you measure at the ears, but 39.5 if you measure between the ears at the case. 45 millimeters lug to lug, 9.8 millimeters thick, has a 21 millimeter lug width, and weighs 37 grams on the supplied TPU strap. These dimensions are quite a bit larger than the Casio. Since I don't have one, I looked up the measurements, and they are 35.2 millimeters wide, 38.2 millimeters lug to lug, and 8.5 millimeters thick, and only 21 grams. So it is significantly smaller than the Skmei. Other than the size, though, the Skmei has very similar functions and capabilities. They are both 3 buttons, with the top button being the light. And the top button, since it's only a 3 button, is not just the light. It also it uses the split time for the chronograph. This is the mode button. We got alarm. We have the stopwatch. And then we have set mode. And that's it. You don't get dual time on this watch, but you don't get dual time with an F91W either. And if you look at the layout of the dial, the wording is just about identical to an F91W. Of course, it says Skmei instead of Casio. One issue I have, I looked it up too, and the F91W has this same issue. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I do not have an F91W to compare. I just did it by looking up the instruction manual. When you're in stopwatch mode, and you want to use the split, you press the light button. So the bad thing about that, though, is if you're using the stopwatch in the dark and want to see the light, well, you have no choice but to hit the split button. Which I guess is okay if you're just using the basic stopwatch and not using the split, because all you have to do is hit the split button again. But if you're actually using the split, then that's going to ruin that. Then the case back is your typical digital watch case back held together with 4 little tiny Phillip head screws. Then it says water resistance 5 ATM, gives the model number, and gives you the battery code, which is a CR2016, which is pretty common for quartz watches in this style. Then we have the strap, which is made of TPU, which is thermal polyurethane. It's very similar to the resin straps on a Casio. Resin is just basically plastic made with vegetable oil, where plastic is plastic made with petroleum. but it's a nice enough strap, and it actually has a metal buckle. I'm assuming that the Casio has a plastic buckle because my more expensive Casio has a plastic buckle. So why would they put a metal one on the cheaper watch? But if I'm wrong again, I apologize. Just please don't G's me. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. I think that looks really nice. And once again, it's appropriately sized for my wrist, where an F91W is just too small. Then it looks like I have 4 notches left. Where's that 5? No, I have 5 notches left. So you can wear this if you have a really big wrist. And I got plenty of notches going in, so you can wear it if you have a tiny wrist. This watch is very versatile. Since this is a digital watch, there is no lume, but we do have a backlight. I think they did a very good job with the backlight, so let's go ahead and turn off the lights and I'll show you. As you can see, the light is very even. At first, it reminded me a lot of Timex Indiglo, which is the gold standard for backlights, but I do have a Timex to show you, and there is a difference. Here's the Timex, and as you can see, the numerals are a dark indigo color, thus the Indiglo name. Here is the Skmei again, and the numerals are a light color, so it is more of a negative display when lit, but still very well done. I don't have an F91W, but I do have a more expensive W800HG, which has your typical Casio quarter backlight. As you can see, the Skmei smokes the Casio when it comes to the backlight. What do I like about this watch? Well, it's bigger than the F91W, which always just seemed too small for me. It has a better backlight than an F91W. And it's just very light and comfortable to wear. What are my gripes and groans? 3 buttons means the light button has 2 purposes, and you can't use the light when doing the chronograph because it is also the split button. But that is the same for an F91W. So it's not really a gripe and groan of something that this does that the F91W does not. Do I recommend this watch? Sure. I have been wearing this watch since I got it as my bedtime and workout watch, and it has been a pure joy. A lot of homage watches are something you can wear to see if you want to spend more on the real thing, but I don't want to spend more for the Casio, which is too small for me. I am perfectly happy with this Skmei. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Skmei 2042, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.